Hello and welcome to the 4th annual Rotted Advent Calendar as we continue opening up those doors and reviewing Christmas horror movies all the way up until the 25th. And today, I'd like to talk about a movie that came out in 2016 called Don't Kill It. Now, before I get into this review, I do want to just say, if you've been watching my stuff and you've been enjoying it, thank you so much. Your support means the absolute world to me. If you're not subscribed, I would like to ask you to go ahead and do that now. If you like this video, please click that thumbs up button. It really does help me. On to the review. Dolph Lundgren plays grizzled 𝗘𝗾𝗂𝗶𝗽𝗺𝗀, a man with a trench coat, an arsenal, and a chip on his shoulder, as he goes around the nation fighting demons. As he explains it, they come in all shapes and sizes and motivations and levels of danger, and this one he's hunting right now is a particularly nasty one. You see, it has a little bit of a peculiarity in that it will possess a host, causing it to do all sorts of murderous mayhem and so forth, and the person that kills the host is then the next possessed. Now, this movie was directed by Mike Mendez, and I do have a little bit of a love-hate relationship going on there. I'm excited to see what he comes up with next. However, he did direct The Grave Dancers, which I was not a fan of at all. But at the same time, he also directed the Tales from Halloween segment, Friday the 31st, which was my absolute favorite of the movie. As far as my issue with The Grave Dancers, I think that was a little bit less regarding the concept as it was some of the execution, as I recall. It's been a while. And I think that a lot of that could be applied to Don't Kill It. I think it's a really interesting concept, the notion of this demon that will hop bodies into the person that kills it last. It kind of adds a little bit of an interesting twist as far as how to defeat it, because that's usually the answer to how you defeat anything in horror movies. You kill it. The question isn't necessarily, what, it's how. And in this case, the how's kind of fucking off the table. I mean, you just don't. If you do, you're the next possessed. So what then? It's a good question, and it's an interesting idea, and it's a wonderful little concept. How about the execution, though? Honestly, not too bad. I think that the execution of this was better than The Grave Dancers. I mean, that's the thing about Friday the 31st from the Tales of Halloween movie is, being an anthology, being a small segment in it, we're essentially talking about a short film, and a short film is where a concept can stand alone. It doesn't need to be more fleshed out. It doesn't need to be more complex. It doesn't need to have interesting characters. It can simply have an idea for 5 minutes and then on to the next one. So I think that taking this idea of Don't Kill It and actually turning that into a full-length motion picture mostly worked. And I think a lot of that actually has to do with Dolph Lundgren himself. He brought a level to this performance of 𝗘𝗾𝗂𝗶𝗽𝗺𝗀 that I honestly loved. And for the life of me, I really couldn't tell if he was actually playing the grizzled, grumpy action hero kind of character just really well, or if he actually didn't want to be there.
He'll be okay. He'll be fine. Merry Christmas.
But either way, the performance that he brought to the screen served the 𝗘𝗾𝗂𝗶𝗽𝗺 character well. This is a movie that really never elevates beyond its premise, but that's okay. It was a decent enough premise, and it managed to actually stretch that out into a halfway decent plot with halfway interesting characters for the entirety of the runtime. It was stupid fun with action hero sequences and the ability to take this concept and really look at it from all angles with a bit of a, wink and a nod. So I wasn't expecting to go into Don't Kill It with the next introspective, thoughtful Kurosawa film. No, I just kind of wanted to watch Dolph Lundgren in a trench coat tear it up with a demon with these really interesting rules. And you know what? I got it. That said, I do wish there was just a skosh more intelligence put to this. There was one scene in which Dolph is trying to work with the local sheriff's department, and the nature of it is revealing what's going on to the populace. And it kind of just gets dropped the hammer as far as, well, there's a demon among you, and it's doing this, and of course, nobody believes him. I mean, seriously. A fucking course. And that to me just kind of spoke to the character's intelligence, whether that was intended or not. The notion of going up in front of the entire town and telling them that there's a demon going around and expecting them to try and take it seriously and take precautions and don't kill it. I don't know. It just didn't gel when it could so easily have been, just kind of pulling back and thinking about what information do they actually need? What is the nature of this? And, maybe it's just because it's on all of our minds lately. maybe phrase it in terms of a pandemic. We have this thing that's hopping from body to body if we do this kind of thing. So maybe just at least warn people that, hey, I'm not a demon hunter with a trench coat. Maybe I'm from the CDC or from infectious disease control, anything along that line. And, maybe we have a case of hopping around rabies. So I don't know. Something, I think, could have been explained just a little bit more intelligently. We don't have to have a town of sycophants that actually believe everything that Dolph Lundgren is telling them. It's honestly more fun if they don't, but that doesn't mean that it couldn't have been presented a little bit smarter. But that's honestly just kind of picking nits. The fact of the matter is, this was stupid fun, and that's really all I was expecting out of it. So if you're up for a holiday horror that's honestly a little bit more action than horror, and a good time overall, then I do recommend the 2016 movie Don't Kill It. Just leave your brain at the door. Have a little fun. And I think that should about do it for this review. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as we open up that 10th door. Remember, next time you want to watch a Christmas horror movie, first make sure that it's good and rotted.